Hey guys, Josiah with Browns here. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to wash everyone's favorite service, the driveway. Now, today specifically on this house, we're going to be washing the front porch, the stairs, the front sidewalk, and obviously the driveway. This service is also known as flat work. Now, here are a few things that you're going to want to know before starting a driveway cleaning. One, how old is the driveway? You cannot pressure wash any new concrete or you can risk scarring it. Basically, what scarring means is when you run pressure over the concrete, it will darken the concrete and leave these ugly lines. So you're gonna wanna make sure that the driveway is older than 1 to 2 years. Two, a paver driveway. Paver driveways are very common, especially in places like Florida. And so this may not work for most paver driveways. And so if you are looking at cleaning a paver driveway, this may not be the route you want to take. And number three, you want to identify which direction the water is going to drain, because that's going to tell you where you're going to want to start. Let's jump into the video. All right, here is the equipment that you're going to need to do this project. First off, you're going to need a pressure washing wand. This is a dual lance wand where you can adjust the pressure that the wand provides using this handle. This is perfect for cleaning around mulch, for cleaning around corners or stairs where you don't want to use full power. You can reduce the pressure. You're going to want a pressure tip. We use a 45-degree nozzle. If you use the individual tips, this is going to be the white tip. And so this is our wand. Next is our surface cleaner. Now, we use the 20-inch Whisper Wash Classic. We've been using this surface cleaner for years. It's great because you can rebuild different parts of this surface cleaner, and it just seems to be the perfect size for the machine that we run. We run an 8-gallon per minute Honda GX 690, and so this works really, really well with that pressure washer. All right, and last but not least, you will want a ball valve. Now, when we first started, we did not have one of these, so you had to run back to the truck, turn off your machine, switch from surface cleaner to wand, and it was just total nightmare. So an on and off ball valve, so you can just simply turn this handle, disconnect the pressure from your wand, disconnect the wand, and plug in your surface cleaner, open this back up, and you're ready to rock and roll. Huge time saver, and that's all the equipment that you're gonna need. All right, we've got our machine on, we've got our ball valve, everything's ready to rock and roll. We are going to switch to our soap using our little remote here. If you don't have the Flow Pro, then just turn your little gray switch to pull chemical through your downstream chemical injector. But I'm gonna go ahead and switch this. So this has soap in the line. There is like 10 to 15 seconds of water. And so just spray it until you start seeing soap come out. It looks like all this kind of flows down this way. And so we're gonna start at the top and really just give a nice coat of our downstreamer on all this concrete, come down the driveway, spray the whole driveway. And what this is gonna do is this soap is gonna go ahead and start breaking up a lot of the dirt and the algae that's in the pores of the concrete. So when we come back with our surface cleaner, it cleans up a lot nicer. So I'm not super worried about, hitting every little square inch of this, especially since the porches usually aren't very dirty. But these stairs, you want to get the sides of the stairs too. And just kind of work it like this, back and forth, back and forth. So you're going to want to do a pretty even coat over this driveway, like I said. The longer this sits, the better. So if you're doing a house wash or a roof wash, it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and do this step first so that you can let it kind of dwell on the driveway. And I'm not wanting to soak it, I'm just wanting to do a nice even coat. Just like this. All right, there you go. So I do want to let you guys know you are going to want to resist the urge to bring out your soft wash pump and hit this with 6, 7, 8% SH. But trust me, start with your downstreamer first and give that a chance for it to really work on the driveway. So when your surface cleaner comes around and cleans it, you can always do a post-soap treatment to pick up any striping that may show up. And so what striping is, and I'll show you a little bit later on in this video, but if you move too quickly with your surface cleaner on a really dirty driveway, it can leave these big dark stripes on it. And that's just the surface cleaner is not cleaning it good enough for how dirty it is. And so your soap will really, really help with that. All right, so we've switched back from soap to water. And so we've just got water in this line. I've attached our surface cleaner. We're ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna start up on the patio, and this is super easy, super simple to use. All you have to do is just pull the trigger and it spins, and you use it just like you would a push lawnmower. I mean, it's very, very simple, very easy. I'm gonna hit all the surface up top on the porch. I'm gonna come down and hit the sidewalk, and I'm really excited to see how this sidewalk turns up because it's nasty. So let's go ahead and get this up on the patio. So you don't want to just scoot this across the concrete without engaging the handle. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to go as far back as I can and work my way back towards the stairs, and then we'll take it down the steps. All right, so one thing you do want to notice is this is obviously a circular disc. You're not gonna be able to get into all the corners perfectly, but that is what the wand is for later on. But I do wanna note that on the bottom of this surface cleaner, there's a spinning bar, and that bar spins really fast. That's why it's able to clean this concrete. And so you don't wanna tip this disc over any edge of a step or a corner, because that bar can hit the concrete, it can bend the bar, and it can break the concrete. And so when you get to stairs, just clean it with your wand and clean everything else with the surface cleaner as much as possible. All right, now that we are done with that sidewalk, we're just gonna turn this ball valve here, disconnect our surface cleaner, and then get our wand hooked up to trim out and rinse off those cleaned sections. This is adjustable, so we're gonna always start out with our pressure reduced. So just roll this handle forward, and it's gonna split the stream into not only the bottom and the top. And here's what it looks like if it's full power. It's just not necessary for most of the stuff we clean. So we're gonna go ahead and just trim everything out. As you can see in these corners, you can see exactly where our surface cleaner was not able to clean. So those parts are vital that you remember to come back and hit those before you rinse. The edges of the concrete that go up next to the house are also gonna have about an inch to 2 inches of mist area, just because that bar doesn't go all the way to the edge of the disc. And so, you know, this is your weed eater. If you're mowing your yard, this is your trimmer. You're gonna trim everything out. And so we're gonna hit this edge here, and then we're gonna jump straight into the stairs, clean the stairs, and then we're gonna rinse everything from the top of the porch down the stairs and then onto the driveway, and then we're gonna clean the driveway. All right, moving on to the meat and potatoes, the driveway. And so we're switching from our wand to our surface cleaner. Now, when we're using the surface cleaner on a surface this big, there are like a couple tips that I want to give you guys to really speed up the process and really make sure that the product is really uniform and clean. And so we'll go ahead and get started. I'll jump into it, and then that way you've got that info. So we've already established that it's gonna drain down towards the street. And so we know we're gonna work from up here to down there. I like to keep all of my hoses on the right side of my surface cleaner. So the hose is on this side, and we're gonna be making passes back and forth. And I don't wanna work towards my hose, or else I'm constantly gonna be kicking it and trying to move it. And so I wanna work from right to left so that I pull the hose with me. And so we're gonna set this hose aside in the grass, and then we'll go ahead and start cleaning these pads here. All right, there we go. With a driveway like this, you can probably expect to do 2 to 3 pads, individual pads, before you need to rinse. If it's really hot and sunny out, you might only be able to get to 2 pads. You definitely don't want any of the water, the dirty water, to dry on the driveway. And so it's pretty overcast right now, so we're gonna do 4 pads at a time. But we wouldn't want to do any more than that, because the sidewalk's already starting to dry, the stairs are already starting to dry. And so if you left that dirty water on there, you'd have to resurface clean all those areas. And so when we start here, we're gonna do a perimeter around the area that we're wanting to clean. And so I'm gonna go around all 4 pads, and then, like I said, we're just gonna go back and forth, just like we're mowing a driveway, or we're mowing a driveway, we're mowing a lawn. All right, so these are the 4 pads that we're cleaning, and you know, like I said, we're just kind of doing this perimeter. Now, when you get to the edge of the driveway and they kind of have some grass, you know, coming over the edge of the driveway, don't be afraid to let your surface cleaner kind of push this grass back. The surface cleaner disc can overlap the surface by about an inch before it will start cleaning it. So you can kind of see it created a nice crisp line against the grass there. But here we go, trying to clean underneath this bush. All right, so now we're gonna start our back and forth passes. You've probably noticed me walking a little bit slower with this. You will want to adjust your pace based off of the size surface cleaner you have and the size pressure washer you have. The slower you go, the cleaner it will be. The faster you go, the less clean it will be. And so just kind of keep that in mind. You do want to find that sweet spot. But for us, just kind of slowly putting one foot behind the other like this seems to be the perfect pace. When you get to your perimeter, switch over on the clean part. So you see how I'm moving over? You see how I'm moving over onto this next dirty spot? Instead of moving over right here and going up, I'm waiting until I clean all the way to the edge that's already clean, and then I'm moving over and going up. That's gonna really help reduce any kind of inconsistent cleaning around the edges. And then when I go to do each pass, I'm gonna line up whichever bar the dirty side is on. So like, let's just say this left bar here. I'm gonna make sure this is in line with the dirty mark of the driveway. And so we want about 2 inches of an overlap on this clean section. And so that just kind of ensures that you don't miss any dirty parts, and just kind of makes everything real uniform. Okay, just finished up with the driveway, at least this top portion here. I'm gonna disconnect, switch over to our wand. We're gonna do our trim out, our rinse, and then we're gonna see if we need to post soap it. My guess is yes, considering how dirty this driveway was. So let's get this rinsed off and see, and then we can move on to the rest of the driveway. As you're rinsing, you'll definitely want to watch out for any areas you could have missed with the surface cleaner. When it's this dirty, the dirty water around the surface cleaner can make it a little bit difficult to see where your line is. And so I think I even noticed a few areas that I may have missed on this driveway, and I'll point it out to you if I can find them. But they're just little tiny slivers that are very easily missed if you're not careful. And when you get to a grassy section like this, I always like to step inside the grass and kind of trim it out like this. That way I'm not shooting a bunch of water into the dirt. All right, we'll do this side. If you have a team coming behind you, or if you're coming back by to seal a driveway, you're really gonna wanna be super detailed on these steps here, or on this step, because once you seal it, you're basically saying this is what I want this driveway to look like for a couple of years. And so, understanding if the customer is gonna seal the driveway after you're done cleaning it, or if you are, that is definitely a vital step. Now that we've got everything trimmed out, let's go ahead and just rinse everything. I like to start with the garage door. Mud always gets on the garage door. And then I'll work my way out like this. And I'm kind of rinsing behind the dirt. If you notice, I'm not like actually spraying the dirt that's in front of me, but I'm really just letting the water kind of bounce off the concrete out in front of me. If I were to spray the dirt directly, then that dirt will wrap around and kind of get behind my spray. And so I just want it to always be pushed by this water, just like this. Try to get the cracks out as much as possible, clean them out. And then just be real systematic. Just like this. Remember, the rinsing portion is an opportunity for you to double check your work. And so, be watching for, areas that could come cleaner. Because you've got your wand already here, you don't have to bring anything back out. So So you can notice that there's some darker stripes running up and down this driveway, especially at the top here where it was the worst. What we're going to do is we're going to take our soft wash pump and we're going to apply a 6% solution of SH on the top of this. If we were to jump straight to this, we'd be using a lot more chemical on this driveway than we need to. And so in this situation, we're going to be able to just do a nice light coat, let it sit on there. If you are sealing after a driveway job, you do have to rinse it off. Or if it is already sealed, you do have to rinse it off. In this situation, it's just bare concrete. So we're going to run our SH through the line, do a nice light coat, and just let it sit on there and clean it up. So right now we're just running the water through our soft wash hose. Once it switches over to SH, then we'll go ahead and do just a nice light coat over this driveway to touch up any stripes. As you can see, I'm standing in the grass, spraying out into the driveway. If I were to stand here and spray this edge, all that solution would be going into the grass. And so really just trying to manage this chemical as cautiously as possible, switching back and forth, having my back to the grass. And it's just good on chemical usage as well. Here in Tennessee, we've got our chemical is up to $4 a gallon. And so you're literally looking at liquid gold. Once you get closer to, Florida or Texas, there's might drop down to $2 or $2.50 a gallon. But still, every dollar counts. All right, just finished up post-soaping this driveway, and it is looking great. I can already tell that those stripes are totally gone. Now, that, my friends, is how you clean a driveway. I hope that you enjoy this video. I hope that you learned something from this. If you like videos like this, please subscribe. I know everyone says that, but it is so very helpful to us making more videos like this. And if you like the video, like I said, subscribe, like it, hit the bell notification. That way when we post another how-to video, you've got access to it first thing. So anyways, thanks again. My name's Josiah with Brown's Pressure Washing.